All right, good to have you back. It's still Good Morning Nigeria, live on the network service of the NTA. And up next is newspaper review.
And our newspaper reviewer, Chukwudi Okoli Ubaja, is seated in the studio looking... I can see you slept this weekend well.
Complete the sentence now. Or are you trying to manufacture things that are not? Sincerity is your second name. You better keep
Yeah.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Hello.
Chickadee.
Morning. How are you?
Yeah, very well. And
When your smile gets this broad, I get a little,
Maybe she got some cool millions over the weekend.
Good to see you, ladies.
That's prayer.
Yeah, amen.
I hope it happens.
Good to see you.
Let me sip my coffee before we start talking. We're beginning with what, Mary?
Okay, let's begin with the leadership newspaper quickly. Just looking at the front pages of the papers that we have and the lead stories on the papers. On the leadership this morning, we have here, stakeholders prefer stiffer penalties for drug abuse and trafficking. Writer says 14.3 million Nigerians abuse drugs, 10.5 million hooked on cannabis. Nigeria must wage a decisive war against drug abuse, according to the UN. NDLEA seizes 7.6 million kilograms of illicit substances. All of that on page 4 of the leadership. Away from that, we have just beside the picture story, local government polls. PDP wins all seats in Adamawa Delta. And that's on page 8. Below that, Samoa agreement. Ombudsman confirms federal government's compliance against daily trust. You want to get the update as regards Samoa agreement, or if you like, Samoa disagreement. All right. Away from that, quickly above the masthead, editors, media executives hold colloquium. All right. That's a bit not much of interest to us, but of course, update on the campaigns in the U.S. and the latest from the Biden and the Trump quarters. We have Biden orders independent review of Trump shooting that happened on Saturday, and looks like that's the much you can take. We have NNPC's stake in our refinery is 7.2%, and that's according to Dangote. All right, you want to see that. Page 17 has all of that. All right, looking away quickly now from the leadership, let's see the Daily Sun. The Daily Sun leads with 2027. Battle for PDP's control shifts to states. Riders, opposition party picks 6 August 31 for state congresses. Crisis persists in Katsina, Rivers orders. And that's all on page 6 of the Daily Sun. Other stories here, we have, of course, Samoa agreement is also right here. You want to see that, page 27 will guide you. Women group wages campaign against Jacba syndrome. Page 27 has all of that. The NDLA report is also right here. And we have financial autonomy. Algon to monitor local government funds. 1CX scrapped. That's on page 6. So that's the much right here on the front page of the Daily Sun.
Yeah, let's quickly go to the Nigerian Pilot. And just below the masthead, autonomy. We will track financial allocation to LG, says Nogi. You find details on page 7. FG versus X. Court orders Lai Mohammed to disclose agreement details. You find the details on page 7. And the headlines in the Nigerian Pilot: stop GMO foods now. With riders, experts react on alleged FG's approval of genetically modified maize amidst food crisis. Reveal FG has launched high-yielding varieties of maize to fight food insecurity. Says it is the worst decision any African country can take, and insists genetically modified food should have no place in any African diet. Find all the details on page 4. And Algon again tells Tinubu to empower INEC to conduct local government elections. Find the details on page 6. And at the bottom plate of the Nigerian Pilot, NBA gives IG 7 days ultimatum to stop Central Motor Information System certificate issuance. You find the details on page 5. FG unveils integrated labor facility to tackle infectious diseases on page 6. Honorable Ginger Onwosibi's bill to create Aba State passes first reading. Detail on page 4. Traditional medicine practitioners urged to register with Health Ministry. Details also on page 4. We will prioritize health sector in 2025 budget, Fubara tells World Health Organization. And Tinubu world leaders react as Trump survived assassination attempt. All the details is on page 5. Chukuri.
Let us start with the GMO Foods, alarm. I think GMO foods are already in the country. That's my opinion, but scientific facts are going to upstage opinion. When you see neatly arranged grain on cobs of corn and all that, different from what we used to see, definitely it's coming from a background.
Yes.
What is the hullabaloo all about? They are saying that carcinogenic substances are in those
yes, genetically modified
GMO
yes.
foods. GMO is actually genetically modified organism, which in turn affects the virility of whatever is applied to and all that. So what I say is, get the facts right. Well, thank God, this report is not attributed to any source.
No,
it is one of those investigations by newspapers.
Yes.
So let's take it with a pinch of salt. Till the federal government, for instance, comes out to say, look, this is the position, or reporters now take a mic to them and say, what is happening?
Yeah.
So it's still something that is being debated in the open marketplace of argument.
We have so many debates raging,
on
the public space.
So
actually,
there's nothing wrong. When I went to the U.S., definitely the oranges I saw were not natural oranges. Some would not even have seeds.
Seed, yes.
You understand? Then the banana will be so neat and long and all that, it's genetically modified. So if experts across the world still allow these things to happen, we should not, for just the fear of it, throw the baby out with the bathwater. Yeah. Let us establish the facts of it and even make sure that the federal government is bringing maize that is genetically modified into the country. It's always good to verify these stories before we begin to, get really ambitious about talking about them in reviews such as this. 2027, PDP, what are the battle for PDP's control shifts to states. Control by who? That's what I'm interested in. If it is by party bigwigs, stalwarts, that's not the kind of control we want.
Yeah.
The other time we're talking about internal party democracy and all
yes.
that. Till we get to that level where one person does not dictate what happens to a party, we have not made it yet.
Yes.
Very important that we keep on moving towards that, stage, because only then will democracy flourish on our shores. Before you maybe pop in your own subject there, the shooting that
former President Trump
escaped from, it nipped his
yes.
right ear.
Yes.
There was actually blood streaking down to his upper lip and all that.
And that iconic picture.
Yes.
Raising his face.
Yeah.
First of all, that should not happen in any situation at all. I don't even want to say in any democracy. It shouldn't happen in any situation in life at all.
Last time it happened, I think it was Reagan. Reagan was president.
Then Reagan told Nancy, the wife, I refused to, I forgot to dodge.
Yes.
That man was even acting. The Trump matter is a very, very contentious matter. Even after he was shot at, he still uttered fight 3 times.
Yes.
So you don't know how to go about these things. Remember, his political party, the Republican Party, the Rifles Association of America, they are solidly supporting them and all that.
Yes.
One of the things America has to do first and foremost is to make it difficult to procure those arms. Do you mind the kind of arms that are sold to people?
Yes,
You
on
go
the
ask
streets.
yourself, then they go war. But thank God Trump did not die. But somebody behind him actually
died.
stopped
Yes,
a bullet.
the bullet
Two
was-
are critically injured.
yes.
You know, and our president has actually come out to condemn it. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Tinubu.
World leaders across the world, of course, are condemning it. But you know what is cause for concern and raising more talk about the assassination attempt is the fact that according to reports, the suspect had a 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, was a registered Republican.
Republican, yes. But they said he was
funny.
voted to the
I
Democrats.
actually put that out on Facebook as
Yes.
soon as I saw it. So that
And according to
brings
reports, this same person previously made a $15 donation to a political action committee that raises money for left-leaning and democratic politicians just at the age of 17.
it goes back to mental health issues. That a man is resplendently dressed the way Nyere is dressed now does not necessarily mean that his mind is completely intact.
Yes.
I keep on going back to mental health issues, probably because I have it in my family. It bothers me that we don't accord a lot of that. The state of mind of this man, if it was subjected to analysis by psychiatrists, they will tell you that the man actually had issues.
So you think it's not something planned in some quarters against Trump?
No, I don't think
No, the security agencies, they are already saying that he acted alone. They are already, it's a lone wolf kind of thing.
And you know, during the Reagan issue, it was able to push his re-election, that singular, shooting.
Yes.
So I wonder what will happen to the Trump election. One we'll be watching, we'll be, listening to the analysts talk about it.
This is national television, and sometimes our voice will begin to sound like government voice. So let me not say my opinion about Trump. Let's pray that Americans do not turn against one another.
And good news for local
day.
government autonomy. But one question I asked somebody was, don't you think the governors will sort of maneuver the money back to their account if it is delivered?
Of course, we had a conversation around that, and
there are so many loopholes in the African system. I am sorry, ladies. Anytime we talk about Nigeria, I take it to Africa. The things happening in this country happen almost in every other African nation.
Because of time.
Exactly.
We have to wrap this up.
Okay, so you begin to ask, what is it we are doing? What is it in the way we think and do things, regard our society, that impinge on smooth running of things to our benefit?
Well, we saw what happened in Kenya. The trend has begun.
The trend has begun.
By the way, over the weekend, local government polls held in 2 states, and the party at the center at the state actually took all the seats.
Of course, that's
So
usual.
Yes.
So that's irregular.
Kenya is not a monolithic society, but it's not as pluralistic as the Nigerian situation.
Yeah.
So they could do that over there, not here.
Thank you,
Chukudi,
Chukudi.
thank you.
Thank you, ladies. I call you ladies today, actually all gentlemen of the press.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get into the conversation. Stay with us.